But check this truck out. Does this thing look cool or what? Oh man. Look at this truck. Look at the proportions of that thing. It should have come from the factory this way. Hey guys, welcome back. I'm on location here again at the secret alternate location of that H.A.M.B garage, also known as my parents' house. I showed up prepared. Tripod, cutting wheel, clamps, flap discs, stuff, just in case we have to chop a top on an old truck. Alright, you guys remember the old 34 Chevy pickup that my dad picked up last time I was out here? We went and wrangled it up and brought it back here to his garage, where he's been hard at work on this thing, man. He's just done a ton so far. I'll kind of give you an update. See where he's been doing some metal repair, just a bunch of rust. I mean, this is all the wood that he drug out of the cab that was in it originally, and all the places that, you know, it just gets full of water and fills up and rusts. So he's been doing a bunch of rust repair inside the cab. He set up his airbag 4-link suspension in the rear, got it mocked up at least. He's gonna do some gussying up on it, finish welding and everything, but it's mocked up and in place. Did some other custom stuff that people don't even hardly notice, but it's gonna look real cool when this thing's done. I got the bed figured out, about marked off where it's gonna get bobbed. Braced up the whole inside, because there's just nothing holding this cab together, and channeled it down over the frame. I think 4 inches channeled, dropped it down. Also turned the front end from parallel leaves to this transverse leaf setup with hairpins. You can see that, how he did that. That looks pretty slick. He also has his bag of parts for disc brakes, bushings, kingpins, everything to make that front axle work. Let's see, did a little bit of repair on the front and got it all lined up so that the grill's been chopped down and fits in place and looks good. Yeah, and now today I'm trying to convince him we should chop the top, but we've got lots of other stuff to do. So all right, follow along, see what the adventure brings today. Yeah, right here is what we're working on, is putting a skin on the bottom of the door. It's looking pretty good, Dad. Okay, so you're going to mark it there. All right, so here's our thoughts on this top here. We originally were going to do traditional, just take a 4-inch swath out of it, but I got to looking at it, and this top cap bolts on. You can see inside here, it bolts on all the way around, and you can get a good view there where the top bit is rusted and would need replacing in metal repair anyway. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to take 4 inches off the top, and then we're going to put a flange back on there and then bolt this top piece right down onto it. So we're just going to bring it down 4 inches, and then that's easy on the back, but on the front here it's even easier, because this is just really a cover. The strength is all this stuff on the inside. This cover right here, we'll just come in and probably, since it has this little reveal on the top, come here in the bottom, cut 4 inches off and bring it down there in the base. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get after it. We got to come in here and cut all these bolts off in the back, where this top piece will come off, and then we're going to come around and we're going to mark it and etch it and get good 4 inches and draw a good line. We're going to measure about 10 times and get it set, and then we'll just trim that off. The window's going to be kind of tricky because we want to keep the same height of windows, so we're going to cut it out and then probably just bring it down a little bit here and put it back in. So a guy can sit here and stare at it for a month and try to analyze it, or we can get out the cutting wheel. I think we're going to measure it and get out the cutting. Should be a good time. That's pretty aggressive, yeah. Hey, this is cool, man. That's pretty good. Alrighty guys, back out here on the second day of doing this chop top in the garage, in the shop. We left off yesterday after we lifted this bad boy off. And today what we're doing is we're coming in and my dad's over there working on the back window because he wants to keep the same back window size. So we're gonna drop that down, move it in. And what we're building is we're building a flange that's gonna go right here like the original truck would have. It came up and it bent over and that top cap just bolts to it. So that's what we're working here. You can see I built these flanges. My brother and I built them. And they're going to go in here just about like this. Something like that. And we'll come through and we'll weld all those up. Set the roof on, mark them, and drill them. Right now my dad's over there working on the back window. He had to build a flange for the top of it. So we can drop it in and we'll get that set. And then we'll go on and do the corner flanges. And then we'll have to come back and we'll work on our A-pillars and whatnot. But we're getting there. I'll bring it back and get a little more progress done. All right, we've been at it for quite a while here, getting the top put back together. We got the rear window set how we wanted, dropped down into place. We kept it the original size and have just been busy tacking it in. The guy's got to just kind of get in the groove, and if you've done this, it takes a long time. But right now the chop is at that phase where everything looks ugly because we've just got big old welds on it. But we're close. We're gonna finish lining it up, tacking in the top, welding in the flanges for it to sit on, and finish welding in that window. And then we have the little pieces in the front that'll fit in here, covers, and they just need to be chopped down to fit in, and then we'll go to the doors next. But that's what it's gonna look like. I think we're gonna call it a night. We're pretty worn out from just sitting here welding and cutting and everything today. So it's got a little ways to go, but we're gonna get there. We'll be able to, yeah, we'll get there. My dad's over there trying to clean up before I started videoing, but I said, man, that's part of the action. Here it is. We've been busting our butts for a couple days here. It's Christmas time, so we took Christmas, you know, had a couple half days in there. My mom and dad's anniversary today. Congratulations on 48 years. And then we spent half of today out here, my dad and I. But check this truck out. Does this thing look cool or what? Oh man. It's not easy chopping a top. I've never done it before, but man, I'm happy we got to. Look at this truck. Look at the proportions of that thing. It should have come from the factory this way. 4-inch channel. 4 or 5-inch channel, Dad?
4 in the back, 5 in the front.
Okay, 4 in the back, 5 in the front. There you go, to get the rake. 4-inch chop. And man, it just, oh man, it looks cool. I just walked into the shop. I ran inside to get my camera. It was charging up on me, so I walked into the shop and saw the truck, and man, it just looks right. But went with the full-size back window in it. Oh, it looks good, man. We still have another door to go, but that's all right. We'll get there. The next thing to do on this thing is to come in here now, and I think we we've done some measuring. I think about 10.5 inches are going to come out of this part of the bed and bring that rear pillar in and make it a little more proportional. Probably make it proportional where half's in front of the tire and half in rear of the tire. Call that good. But oh man, you guys are gonna have to put your comments down there below. Let me know what you think of this thing. Yeah, it's still in rough form. We're getting there. We've got about 1,000 tack welds to go underneath the top and around the window, but that's all metal work. That's doable. We'll get that. We'll finish the doors. But I think this thing looks just cool. That should do it. There we go. Now we'll take this piece, jam it in there and see how that fits. These A-pillar pieces here come out, so they're pretty easy. Once we were able to cut that down, we got a little finessing to do with it. But once we got that right, we didn't have to split the door and lengthen this top piece because we were able just to lean this A-pillar back. See this relief cut we put in here? Leaned it back and matched the shape and size and everything, and tacked her in there and made it fit. And now just a little more finessing on that. There's only about 1 million details to go, but what a cool setup. I'll step back here so you guys can see the stance. Okay, quick update on the top. Update to the update. I was gonna leave yesterday. You can see outside, it dumped a bunch of snow. Roads were bad, stayed another day. It's all right, we get to finish this thing up. We got the driver's side door cut down finally, and you can see how we did it here with this cut, tipped it back. A little more gap than I wanted there, but that's all right, we can weld that up. Anyway, that's in, and now we're working on these covers. There's just a panel that goes right in here and slides up underneath this top. So we're working on just getting that. We'll jam that in, cut it down to size, and then the top chopping should be complete, and then it's just a matter of welding from there. So here we go. My dad's got the thing, he's getting ready to cut it. Let's go get it done. What do you think, Dad?
We're getting there. Just ain't got there yet.
Let us know what you guys think so far. We're gonna call this complete for now, this video. Make sure you come back next time. We'll be finishing up on this thing and continue to work on the old chop job. So that's it. I'm a pretty fortunate guy to be able to come out here to my parents' house and work in my dad's shop, help him spend a bunch of good time with him and kids around the grandparents, and just do some hot rod stuff. I sure savor every minute of it. So I appreciate you guys following along. You got any words of wisdom, Dad, before we shut it down?
Thank you for all the help.
Thanks for the help. He thinks it's help, but I love it. I enjoyed the heck out of it. Do me a favor, hit subscribe. You don't want to miss it when we get this thing finished up and take it out on the road. Cut through that wood.
Good. We're wondering if it'll combust or not.
We'll find out.